Hi everyone. In the last video, I showed you how to use the where clause in combination with the and statement. But today we are going to be looking at the where clause in combination with the or statement. Okay. Now let us bring up our PG admin. I have mine up right here, and remember that we are taking a look at the DVD rental database as part of our video series. If you have not watched my previous video, I encourage you to go do that. Okay, and I'll put the link to the playlist in the description below. All right, guys, if you come to these tables right here, let us take a look at the payment tables. The payment table right here. You have the payment table, okay, and then we have the different columns right here: payment ID, customer ID, staff ID, rental ID, amount, and payment date. Okay, now let us bring up our query tool. Now let's assume that you have been asked to return all columns from the payment table where the customer ID is equal to 8, 18, or 54. So let us take a look at how we can use the or statement in this case. Let's begin right here, guys. So we're going to do select asterisk. We are selecting all columns from the payment table. Let's first of all run this. Let's see what we get. You see we have all these columns. We have 14,596 rows. Okay, take note here, we have not applied any filter. Okay, but as part of the question says that we should return all the columns with customer ID to be equals to 8 or 18 or 54. Okay, but for us to understand this thing very well, I really want to take it one step at a time. Okay, if we have where, let's say we have where customer ID, okay, equals to 8. Let's take that first. We only have just one condition. I know I have not explained what the or statement is going to do, but don't worry, I'm going to explain that, guys. So if we have where customer ID equals to 8, let us run that. Remember, we have 14,596. Okay, now we should have a reduction in that. You see now, guys, we have 23 rows. Why is that? Because now we have filtered it down to customer ID equals to 8. You can see right here that the customer ID that we have here is just 8. Okay, customer ID equals to 8. Okay, then now what if we want to add another condition? What if we want to add another condition? Remember that in the last class, what we did was we used and, right, as the other condition. And remember that I told you guys that whenever you are using and clause, what that means is that all the conditions needs to be satisfied. It needs to be satisfied. But in this case, we want to use all. Okay, what will all do for us? Okay, let us take a look right here, guys. Customer ID equals to 18. I'm going to explain what all does for us right here. Whenever you are using or, it means that one of these conditions needs to be satisfied. So that means this one needs to be satisfied, or this needs to be satisfied, or both of them needs to be satisfied. Okay, so whenever you are using or, that means that either one or both of them needs to be satisfied. But in the case of and, but whenever you are using and, that means this both of them needs to be satisfied for you to have the rows of data that is going to be returned. Okay, that means the rows of data that is going to be returned needs to satisfy both criteria, both conditions. Okay, but whenever you are using or, okay, the rows that are going to be returned will satisfy either one of these conditions or both of them at the same time. Okay, that is one thing about or and you need to really understand that. Okay, now let us take a look at it again. The last time when we did customer ID equals to 8, okay, what did we get? We got 23 rows. But now we said or customer ID equals to 18, right? So that means we are expecting something more than 23 rows this time, because we are going to be seeing customer ID equals to 8 and customer ID equals to 18. Okay, let us run that, guys. Very good. You can see right here, guys, we have total rows to be 42 right now. What are the customer ID we have? Look at it. We have customer ID 8. We have 18 right here. Can you see that, guys? Can you see that? We have 8 and 18. Okay, we have 8 and 18. What is that telling us? That is telling you that whenever you are using OR, right, it's going to return for you rows that satisfy any of these conditions. It doesn't have to be both of them at the same time. It could be both of them at the same time. It could also be one condition each time. Okay, so if let's assume we want to add another condition, or customer ID equals to, let's say, 54, like we said in the question, right? 54. Let us run that. If there is a customer ID that is equals to 54, we should have more than 42 rows right here. Let us run. Good. You can see now we have 68 rows, right? What do we have? You have customer ID 8, customer ID 18, customer ID 54. Can you see that, guys? Now, do you now understand how we use OR statement? Okay, take note, it is different from using AND. Okay, it is different from using AND. In AND statement, all the conditions needs to be satisfied. Okay, but in OR statement, one of them, at least one of them, needs to be satisfied. So if this is satisfied, then I get the result in my table. If 18, this second one, customer ID equals to 18, is satisfied, then I get that in my table. If customer ID 54 is satisfied, then I get that also in my table. Okay, does that make sense, guys? So that is how you are going to be using the OR statement. Let's just quickly take a look at one more example right here. Okay, let us look at the film table. Let's say we have been asked to select the title column. Okay, and also maybe you have been asked to select the release year column and also the rental rate column from the film table. Let us just run that first. Let's see. Okay, we got those columns and we got 1000 rows. Now let us apply our filter, our condition, where rental rates, let's say where rental rate is okay, let's say is greater than less than 2. Let's say it is less than 2. You can see rental rate here is you have 499, 099, right? 099, 299, but we want something that is less than 2. Let us run it. Good. You see now it's the total number of rows reduced to 341. Okay, we have 0.99 right here. That's the value that we have right here. Okay, but what if we now want to apply the OR statement? We also want to say or when rental rate is less than 499. Okay, think of this very well. Like I said, whenever you are using OR statement, one of the condition needs to be satisfied, right? This could be satisfied, this could be satisfied, both of them could be satisfied, right? So that means if this is satisfied, I'm going to get result. If this also is satisfied, I also get result. If both of them is satisfied, I also get, output, some rows being returned. Okay, now let us run this. Rental rate is less than 2 or rental rate is less than 499. Let us run that. Very good. You can see we have 664. What does that mean? It means that any rental rate that is less than 2 is going to be returned. You see, I have 0.99, I have 2.9, I have 0.99 is less than 2. right? But also we said that any rental rate that is less than 499, and that is why you have 299 also being returned. I hope you understand that right here, guys. Whenever you are using the or statement, what that means is that one of your conditions needs to be satisfied, or both of them needs to be satisfied. Okay, let me just show you one thing right here. What about if I change this, instead of less than that I have right here, what if I change this to greater than? What if I change it to greater? Think of it very well, guys. What do you think is going to happen? That means I'm going to return rows that the rental rate is less than 2. I will also get the rows that the rental rate is greater than 499. If there is no rental rate greater than 499, then this doesn't return anything. Let us take a look right here. If I run it, good. You see that I have 341 rows. I only have 099. Okay, and that is because as part of this table there is nothing that is above 499. Okay, can you see how this works right now? All helps you to be able to filter down to rows that you at least meet one of the criteria. Okay, just before we end this video, let us quickly change this to and. Let's change it to and let's, just for you to be able to compare what's going on. Like I said, for both conditions needs to be satisfied. Think of this very well. Do you think that we can satisfy both conditions with this data? A situation whereby the rental rate is less than 2 and rental rate is also greater than 499. I don't think, as far as this data is concerned, I don't think this is possible, right? You cannot have a rental rate to be less than 2 and at the same time greater than 499. Something is less than 2 and also you are saying is greater than 499. I don't think so. But let us run. Let us see. You see that, guys? We don't see any data returned right here. Why is that? That is because we don't have any of those rows that meets this condition at the same time, that meet both conditions. You see the difference now between and or. In and, you have to meet all the conditions, but in or, you have to meet at least one condition for you to get some rows returned. I hope you guys get that right now. I would encourage you, spend some time and watch the video very well, and also practice, because it is when you practice that you get better at this thing. Okay, guys, I'll see you in the next video. And if you have not subscribed to our channel, I will highly encourage you guys to go ahead and subscribe, because we have so many videos for you guys to get to that advanced level in SQL. Okay, and if you have not watched my previous video, I encourage you to go watch that. See you in the next class, guys. Bye.